What's up, Geminites? It's your boy GemMint. We just got some breaking news on 15 new Marvel Omnibus that are coming out at the end of this year. Stay tuned. Alright guys, before we go over the list, make sure to grab that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit the bell so you're notified every time we release new videos. We do a lot of videos like this regarding collected editions, weekly comic books, statue unboxings, and more. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers and do a huge giveaway where we give away an XM Studios Spider-Man statue. So make sure you subscribe with the bell on so you're notified when we release that video. Alright, we got to cite my source here. Near Mint Condition just released a video with the new Marvel solicitations. This is an early list, so all we have are titles of these 15 omnibus. We don't have what is contained or even really what any of the material is, so a lot of it's up for interpretation, but we'll do our best to try to figure out what we got going on here. Now I'm going to start off with kind of what I'm least hyped for and work up towards what I'm most hyped for. So it's not a surprise to anybody that Marvel is continuing to do the Conan Omnibus. We have Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years, Volume 5. So we're going to continue with the Conan properties, and also going to have another Savage Sword of Conan Omnibus. I think Volume 4 is what's being solicited. So we're going to continue with those, all well and good for the Conan fans. Sticking with that theme, we have a KULL Omnibus that's been announced. This is a title that I'm not familiar with. It looks like it's some older material, but if you're a big fan of KULL, we got an omnibus coming out for you. Marvel is also releasing a Horror Lives Again omnibus. So we've had a Marvel Horror omnibus. This is Marvel Horror Lives Again, continuing with those horror-themed books. We have no idea what the material is, but I'm sure it's going to be in vein of what that first omnibus was about. All right, then we have a Thanos Infinity Saga omnibus. I'm going to get so many questions about which Infinity or Infinity Gauntlet or Thanos Origins of Thanos. They have a Thanos Infinity Origin. So the Infinity Saga Omnibus, it has to be the Jim Starlin runs. We recently had an oversized hardcover kind of collecting one of those miniseries. So all the Jim Starlin stuff that he did post 90s Thanos. So cool to get another Thanos title, but I know it's going to be confusing for a lot of readers. But we'll see what it collects when they come out with the actual solicitation. All right, this next one, it makes a lot of sense. We're going to get a Moon Knight Omnibus. It looks like it's called Volume 1. So I'm going to assume it's going to have Werewolf by Night 32 with the original appearances of Moon Knight, and then when he gets his first solo run. That's what I would guess they're going to come out here with if they're going to call it a Volume 1. Otherwise, they would have gave it like an author's title. So Moon Knight, we have the Marvel Disney Plus MCU show coming out, so that makes a lot of sense. All right, we're getting to where it's more stuff that I'm into. So Excalibur Volume 1. This is going to be a huge omnibus for those X-Men fans, those 90s X-Men fans, where we're having the original run. We're going to start getting it collected. It's called Volume 1, so this is something that could potentially be multiple volumes. I think the Excalibur run has like over 100 issues. So if you're into that, the whole Nightcrawler stuff, the whole Otherworld stuff, if you're into any kind of mutant book, Excalibur Volume 1's coming out. Next up, we're getting a Thunderbolts omnibus. So Thunderbolts is a highly coveted run. People love the Thunderbolts, the whole General Ross thing. I've only read the run where it was Agent Venom, Punisher, and Red Hulk. It was like the whole black and red team. This is the original material, so I'm happy to get this omnibus so I can actually read it. I have never read the original Thunderbolts run, so now we get the Omni. All right, which one do I even pick first? Let's go with The Incredible Hulk by Peter David, Volume 2. Volume 1 was a hugely popular book that just came out. We haven't even done a omnibus haul for it yet. So Volume 2 is definitely coming out. It's going to continue that run throughout The Incredible Hulk. So Peter David fans, Incredible Hulk fans, we're getting another one. And it's good to see a lot of these Volume 1 omnibus get a follow-up with Volume 2. Because in the past, we've had stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man that was labeled a Volume 1, and then we never got the run continued. So it's nice to see that we're getting continuations on these books. All right, so the next one up, War of the Realms omnibus. So pretty interesting, right? So we're getting War of the Realms, which is a Marvel event. It has a bunch of tie-ins, which is really good for the omnibus format, right? So you don't have to hunt down miniseries and one-shots. You're going to get it all in one omnibus. I am surprised that we're not seeing the Jason Aaron Thor omnibus first, but, you know, War of the Realms, Jason Aaron had a hand in that as well. So cool to get an Omni for it. All right, now let's go the New Mutants Omnibus. This was a no-brainer. A lot of people clamoring for this New Mutants Omnibus. There's 100 issues of New Mutants, right? So I'm assuming they're either going to go just with the first half of the run, because we have a lot of the X-Force Rob Liefeld stuff already collected. So it'll probably start with Marvel Graphic Novel 4, I believe it is, then New Mutants run, probably issues 1 through 30. I could see them doing at least 2 or 3 volumes, though, because you don't really get into the modern stuff until, like, what, 87 or, you know, the high 80s. Cool to get that run collected in omnibus format. I'm just going to jump out the gate. Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. We just did a top 10 omnibus that we want to see. It was based on votes from the GemMintC Facebook group, and that was number 1 on the list, and now it's solicited. This is going to bridge the gap between Uncanny X-Men and the adjectiveless X-Men. So after Uncanny 4, we're going to have the Silver Age all the way up through the Copper Age collected in omnibus format. The Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 4 will lead up right until the Marvel oversized hardcovers and bridge that gap, completing this run. Now we just got to work on the later issues. All right, so we're also getting a Venomnibus Volume 3. So very cool to see them continue with Venomnibus. We don't know what's collected, but I'm assuming it's Dark Origin, Daniel Way. There's a couple of Venom runs that haven't been collected yet. I don't think it's going to go all the way through Rick Remender's Agent Venom run. He should get his own omnibus for that. But there are some Venom, like trade paperbacks, some Venom runs that have not been collected, so I'm assuming it's going to be stuff like that. Next up, the Infinity Crusade Omnibus. This officially makes Infinity Gauntlet box set obsolete. That was the only thing that was kind of holding on to make that book special, besides the very dope artwork on the box. I mean, I still love the box set. But with the Infinity Crusade Omnibus, the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus, Infinity War Omnibus, you have all of that material now collected in oversized omnibus format. You don't need the box set anymore, and it's going to be cool to see those lined up side by side. So Infinity Crusade, Adam Warlock stuff, great stuff there. All right, last up. I really think this is the one this is the one I'm most hyped for. That's why I put it last. But you have Marvel Cosmic Universe by Donny Cates Volume 1. I wanted to say it's the first Donny Cates omnibus, but actually Absolute Carnage is going to come out before this, or at least it was announced before this. But Marvel Cosmic Universe by Donny Cates, it's got to collect Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's only 12 or 14 issues. I'm sure it's going to collect Silver Surfer Black. And I think what they're going to probably do is put all the Null stuff like sprinkled before. I don't think they're going to do a lot of Venom. Like, I don't think they're going to collect his Venom run, at least not in this book. But I'm sure anything that kind of has Null in it, maybe even some Thor stuff. I don't know. I mean, he has to have written it, right? But I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of the lead up to Null, including the Guardians run, including Silver Surfer Black. What else did Donny Cates do? I guess that's it. So super cool. A huge amount of omnibus announced, and it's all scheduled for the 4th quarter of this year. Now, I understand that some things may be pushed back due to delays or what have you, but we're definitely getting these 15 books, and we're still getting a whole list of reprints that are coming out. More reprints. I have no idea what they are. I'm assuming it's books that were whales. I'm going to jump out on the ledge and say we're probably going to see a Fantastic Four by Hickman reprint, because Fantastic Four is coming to the MCU. Marvel knows it's a whale of a book. How many whales are really left? The only other ones are X-Men Omnis, right? So X-Men by Stan Lee, I can see a reprint for that, because also the MCU stuff. I bet you will see Spider-Man by Roger Stern, because Marvel, they know what the fans really want. They know what's out of print, and that's one that people are really wanting to see reprinted. Not sure what else we'll see. I mean, knowing that the Mighty Thor Volume 1 sells for a lot of money, that would be a smart choice. Thor has a Love and Thunder movie coming out. So these are kind of my guesses on what's going to be reprinted. But as soon as I hear the information, whether I get it from the source, whether I get it from a third party, I'm going to make a video to let you guys know. Let me know which book you're most excited for in the comments below. I know most of you guys are going to say Uncanny X-Men Volume 4 because that was what most people wanted when we did our poll, but let me know down below. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Like I said, we are going to give away this XM Studio Spider-Man as soon as we hit 50,000 subscribers, so hit the bell so you're notified when we announce that video. I probably will promote that within other videos as well. I'll probably structure this giveaway similar to how I have been doing my recent ones, like the Dragon Ball Z Pops or the Doomsday Clock or a lot of other stuff that we have planned. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for your time. Stay minty fresh. Peace.